that's, again, part of the deal.
Can you speak to how your decision-making process is different in terms of looking to 2012 as it relates to 2008? How is it different for you, the process that you're going through?
In many ways, there are a lot of similarities. You know, I want to know that my family would be 100% behind any decision that I would make. I would want to know that there would be a strong level of financial support. I'm probably going to give more weight to that this time than I did before, because I understand far better than I can even begin to tell you how tough it is to run a campaign on fumes without fuel. And so, you know, when people tell me, hey, we're behind you, I want to make it clear, I don't want them behind me, I would want them with me. There's a big difference. People behind you wave at you. People with you write a check and actually make a contribution. Oh, you have to wait and hear it. It's going to be worth hanging around for, Mike. It's about 20 minutes. Yeah.
I mean, this is your base.
It is?
Well,
good. I mean, obviously, this is a group of people with whom I'm very comfortable and familiar. But the reason I'm comfortable and familiar is because these people believe something. People in this room today are people who are not just political animals who don't really care who wins as long as they get to be part of the game. There are a lot of people who get involved in politics because they want something out of it. They want to be near, and they want to be able to be appointed and invited to the right parties and to the right events. I promise you that the people who come to an event like this, they don't honestly care if they're ever appointed to the Court of St. James to be the ambassador. What they are looking at is they're looking at somebody who, when they go, will go with a sense of clarity of conscience, and when it's an issue of the sanctity of the human life, whether it's the issue that mothers and fathers ought to raise their own kids and not have the government interfering, or for that matter, that probably ought not to have the government putting government hands down our pants when we get on an airplane. These are people who value certain realities and principles, and that's why I'm very comfortable in a crowd like this, because they're here, in my mind, for the right reasons rather than because they just want to be into the game of politics and they'll go wherever the wind is blowing.
In your view, how has the caucus landscape been changed by the judicial detention election? Do you think there are more participants out there who have been identified? As someone who knows what happened in 2008, how did that change the dynamic?
I don't know that it does, Kay. I believe that the caucus is still a very important part of the process, and to the degree to which it sounds like pandering, I can't help it, but I will continue to say what I have said in every state in which I've been asked the question, and I'll say it again here. It is very important for America that we have the Iowa caucuses and the New Hampshire primaries. I didn't do that well in New Hampshire, so I'm not blowing up New Hampshire because I'm doing great there. That's not a state where I'm on the top of the world. The reason that it is important is because people in New Hampshire and Iowa are not starstruck because somebody is running for president. And they will ask hard questions and they will put a person through the ringer. And a person, if he or she is going to win in Iowa or New Hampshire, has got to go out there and face voters one at a time. You've got to sit down with people at a dining table that holds no more than 4. And you've got to not just talk and give your stump speech, you've got to listen. And you've got to listen to what an unemployed factory worker is going to unload on you. I think that's a healthy thing that a person who wants to be president would hear from people who will never be able to afford a $2,400 ticket to a cocktail reception in Manhattan. And God help us when we are at the place where the only people who touch the potential presidents are people who can afford the big ticket events. When you come to Iowa or go to New Hampshire, these early states, and to a degree South Carolina, it's retail politics. It's old-fashioned going out there to the state fair and taking a look at the butter cow and eating a pork chop on a stick and doing the things that people expect of you, because it's not about the imagery of it. It's testing you to find out, are you comfortable with the people you're going to govern? Can you actually relate to them? Because quite frankly, if you have no capacity to have a real connection to those folks, you probably shouldn't be president.
Guys, we need to run here. This is it.
Your current status as a box TV star, etc., you find it more difficult to do those kind of retail things that we just talked about, given that you're coming in with all of the crowd?
It would be refreshing to do it in a crowd. When I was here before, when I could get 6 people at the Pizza Ranch, I was thrilled to death. I mean, we could all share a large pizza, so I wouldn't know how to behave in a situation like that. We shall see. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.